Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you're a student, a young adult, or really just starting out, and you want to finally break out of that endless loop of financial stress, you need a highly specific target. So today, we are breaking down the complete, step-by-step roadmap to making your very first $10,000. Now, before we get into the actual blueprint, do me a quick favor, like This Explainer, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down below with your first income goal. Okay, let's dive right in.
There is a very common saying that the first $10,000 is the absolute hardest money to make. And you know, the psychology behind this is massive. Think about it. When you're just starting out, you probably have zero real qualifications, very little cash, and aiming for something like $1 million is honestly just paralyzing. But 10 grand? That is a perfectly realistic, achievable target. That first major milestone is always going to be the toughest because you're trying to build momentum out of thin air. But once you actually hit it, your entire mindset completely shifts. You suddenly realize that generating income is a completely learnable skill. It's not about pure luck, it's not about genetics, it's just a formula of offering value in exchange for capital. I mean, if you can make 10 grand once, you can absolutely do it again and start scaling it up into actual life-changing wealth.
So this number, $10,000, is our ultimate target for today. It's the exact foundation you need. And listen, this isn't about some get-rich-quick scheme. It's about proving the concept of your own value out in the real marketplace. We are treating this entirely like a roadmap today. No fluff, just the highly practical steps to get you from 0 to 10K as efficiently as humanly possible.
So, here is our roadmap for the explainer. 1. The first 10,000. 2. 4 paths to cash. 3. The income skill pyramid. And 4. Investing for true wealth.
Okay, Section 1. The first 10,000. Mindset and myths. Let's clear up some things right away. A really massive trap for beginners is relying on pure luck. We've all seen it, right? Students watching their friends dabble in crypto day trading or falling for these wild promises of overnight wealth. But the glaring problem here is that those methods require huge upfront capital and literally an insane amount of luck to actually work out. They're absolutely not reliable side hustles, and honestly, they should never be your primary source of income when you're just starting. What you really need is to build a structured, skill-based service. When you are starting from zero, you want something that requires almost zero startup money, but will reliably put cash in your pocket based purely on your effort, not just a random roll of the dice.
Moving on to Section 2. 4 paths to cash. Let's choose your vehicle.
If you manage to cut through all the noise online, there are literally only 4 paths you can take to make money. Path 1 is in-person services. Think about dog walking, videography, or maybe detailing cars. This is definitely the fastest way to get physical cash in your hand with very low difficulty, but it is incredibly hard to scale because you are just directly trading your time for money. Path 2 is local products. So things like selling handmade crafts, super low startup costs, but your customer base is painfully tiny. Path 3 is global products. This is your e-commerce, your dropshipping, or launching a clothing brand. Now, you can reach the whole world, but it absolutely eats up your capital. Every single time you make a sale, you have to reinvest that cash right back into more inventory so your money gets stuck in this endless loop. And then we have Path 4, online services. This includes things like freelancing, content creation, or running an agency.
Online services are absolutely the fastest path to your first $10,000. Why? Because you are looking at 70 to 80% profit margins with barely any startup costs. With physical products, you're dealing with incredibly slow growth and massive inventory traps. But with online services, you literally have global reach right from your bedroom. For students, the most practical models are freelancing, AI-powered services, video editing, social media management, tutoring, selling digital products, or web design. If we rank these by the speed of making your first income, offering a direct business-to-business service like video editing or web design is going to put cash in your pocket way faster than trying to build some massive global e-commerce brand from scratch. The difficulty level to start is low, the income potential is huge, and the scalability is just unmatched. All right, Section 3, the income skill pyramid. Time to scale things up.
Before you can even start climbing, you need a high-income skill that businesses are desperately begging for right now. We're talking about AI automation, B2B sales, copywriting, digital marketing, SEO, video editing, data analysis, or software development. These specific skills command high pay because they directly help businesses do one of two things: make more money or save time. And once you have your skill locked in, you have to climb the 4 steps of the income skill pyramid: positioning, leverage, reach, and automation. If you miss even a single one of these steps, you're going to stay stuck at the bottom, working incredibly hard but never actually moving your income forward.
The journey to 10 grand happens in very distinct phases. You start in the amateur phase, which is that $0 to $1,000 stage. You're just learning the skill, taking literally any client you can get, and probably charging by the hour. But to break into the $1,000 to $3,000 stage, you have to transition to a pro. You build real credibility, and you raise your prices. Pros target established businesses because those businesses actually view money as an investment to solve their problems. Pros also stop charging by the hour and start charging based on the return on investment they provide. I mean, think about it. If your SEO service brings a business $10,000 in new sales, they will happily pay you $2,000 for it. You stop manually chasing clients and instead build online reach so the clients actually start coming to you.
But get this, even if you absolutely nail those early stages, an astonishing 95% of people fail when they try to scale their side hustle. As soon as they approach that $3,000 to $5,000 a month mark, they hit a massive brick wall. Why? Because they lack systems, they lack repeatable processes, and they completely drop the ball on that fourth step of the pyramid.
The missing trait here is reliability. I can't stress this enough. This is the ultimate secret sauce. You really don't need to be the most charismatic person or even the most naturally talented person in your field. Literally just hitting your deadlines consistently and communicating clearly will instantly make you so much more valuable than some wildly talented amateur who constantly flakes on people. Businesses just want a smooth, predictable experience. They want someone they don't have to constantly babysit.
And the way you actually guarantee this level of reliability is through automation. That is exactly how you cross that $5,000 threshold and scale all the way to $10K and beyond. You have to create repeatable systems. The most successful people doing this use a customer relationship management system, or CRM, to totally automate their tracking. A good CRM lets you flawlessly track every single lead, schedule meetings without that annoying back-and-forth email chain, set automatic deadline reminders, and keep all your professional communication centralized in one sleek dashboard. By automating and eventually delegating all that busy work, you maintain perfect professional reliability, which is exactly what allows you to charge those premium prices.
Okay, Section 4, Investing for True Wealth. Let's talk about securing the bag.
Wealthy people, they don't look at income as just money to go out and spend. They view it as a tool to generate even more money. Depending on your personal goals and your timeline, you're going to allocate your cash into different types of portfolios. A conservative portfolio is going to be heavy in high-yield savings and bonds, really focusing on protecting your capital. A balanced portfolio is usually anchored by broad market index funds, giving you nice steady growth. And an aggressive portfolio? That includes higher exposure to individual stocks or crypto, where you're aiming for massive returns, but obviously dealing with some pretty significant volatility. But regardless of your risk tolerance, the absolute rock-solid base of your portfolio must be an emergency fund kept safely in a high-yield savings account. Now, this takes some real monthly budgeting discipline. You need to track your expenses closely so you can save up exactly 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This cash reserve acts as a critical financial buffer because if the stock market takes a dive and your car breaks down on the exact same day, this savings account ensures you are never forced to sell your investments at a major loss just to cover an emergency. Now, on the total opposite end of the spectrum, if you do decide to venture into highly volatile assets like crypto or picking individual stocks just to learn how the market moves, you have to be incredibly disciplined. Yes, these offer direct exposure and super high potential rewards, but they carry immense risk, especially for beginners. The smart strategy here is called dollar cost averaging. That means you invest a set amount of money regularly, totally ignoring what the price is doing that day. And crucially, you strictly invest only what you can truly afford to lose without losing sleep over it. But honestly, the real sweet spot for true long-term wealth building sits right in the middle of our risk scale. Let's just talk about the sheer power of index funds using just $5 a day. I mean, for a student, $5 is roughly the cost of your daily campus coffee, something you probably don't even think twice about swiping your card for. It is such a tiny, small sacrifice that turns into massive long-term gain. The math behind this is just astonishing. If you literally just skip that one coffee and you invest that $5 every single day into a broad market index fund, like an S&P 500 fund, from the time you're 18 until you're 67, assuming a historical average return of around 10%, the magic of compound interest turns that into over $1 million. It is the ultimate set it and forget it strategy. You don't need to stress about picking the perfect stock. You just need some disciplined patience to achieve absolute financial freedom. So, that's your complete entrepreneur roadmap right there. Learn a skill, earn your first cash, scale through systems, invest the profits, build assets, and ultimately achieve financial freedom. Financial success, it really just boils down to skills, consistency, and discipline. So, my question for you is, what high-income skill are you going to start learning today so you can hit that first major milestone? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this explainer valuable and you're ready to actually take control of your financial future, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a friend who really needs to hear it. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.